Okay, for this video, we're just going to jump right into it to see if there really is a 2 times or 3 times speed difference between iOS 13 and the previous iOS 12. So for this comparison, we'll be using an iPhone 10 for those who actually hold on to their devices longer than a single year. So this is going to be an interesting comparison. So this is a real world speed test for the iPhone 10. So the first one I want to go ahead and test out is the Face ID unlock. Supposedly this has been significantly enhanced, and from the replay, as soon as I tap the screen and the screen goes on, you can see that the lock actually does unlock a lot quicker on iOS 13. And this was my first experience with iOS 13, and I gotta say, it feels a lot snappier than iOS 12 ever did. It does feel like it's a second quicker. Now moving on, testing out the boot up speed. I powered each phone off and using a wireless key charger and timed it as soon as the LED light turns green. And it looks like it's a draw. It's super close, but if we go frame by frame, you can see that clearly iOS 13 was still a millisecond more quicker than iOS 12 when it came to powering up the iPhone 10. Then when it comes to manually enter the passcode and unlocking the device, as soon as I lift off my finger, it's a really similar result in real world time. But if we go once again frame by frame, you can see that there is a small couple milliseconds difference between the two different iOS's. So this is still quite impressive since it's using older specs. And now for this next one, I just wanted to test out to see how quick Siri actually is on iOS 13. So I command her to launch the camera app. And this one was kind of interesting because although it does seem like iOS 12 Siri animation was quicker, but again, if we go frame by frame, Siri just randomly caught up on iOS 13. Moving on, I wanted to go ahead and test out to see how long it'll take to open up commonly open apps like YouTube, for instance. So this felt like a draw, but let's see if there's a difference when it comes to loading up a video. And to no surprise, it was a draw as well. It seems like even if we go frame by frame, yeah, it's a dead-on draw. Moving on, I wanted to go ahead and see which one connects to the network quicker. So using Control Center to enable and disable airplane mode, iOS 13 had the lead connecting to the cell phone provider, but at the very end, it was like a draw really, when it came down connecting to my Wi-Fi home network. But it's still impressive because very slowly, frame by frame, you can see it was technically in the lead and it was like a half a millisecond faster. Now moving on, opening up another typically found app that most average users use on a daily basis, Instagram. Instagram was kind of interesting because the photos loaded at the same time, but the notifications came in quicker, as you may see. And apologies for the Raptor pictures, this is my Raptor fan page. You can follow me if you want to, so I have no shame in plugging in my own plugin in my own videos. So if you want to, feel free to follow me on Instagram, it's cool if you don't. But moving on, launching the App Store, I noticed a weird trend. I want to say it's iOS 13 that's shortening its animations to allow the application to launch quicker. At least that's what it looks like and feels like. But testing out some gaming apps, I launched Dokkan. Dokkan is a Dragon Ball Z game for those who don't know, but the thing that makes this application different than other traditional gaming apps, it's actually server based. For example, there's a lot of loading that takes in place when launching this gaming app, but to the most part, it was a dead-on draw. This could just be the connection to the server during the time. But no dramatic improvement here though. But this was the only time that iOS 12 actually outperformed iOS 13. And so yeah, that's the test comparison. I just want to document it, show you guys the results for anybody that's interested. If you would ask me if I would say iOS 13 is worth it, so far it seems like it is. It technically does give your phone a new advantage in performance. Everything, most of the stuff, as you can see, loads quicker, launches faster, and even feels snappier too. When I first got this, it felt like, I'm gonna piss people off, but it felt like I had my Pixel phone. Like I downloaded like a new launcher that just eliminates animations, which is a compliment because this still has the traditional iOS feel, and I love they didn't change the feel of it whatsoever. They just made it snappier, like I said. And for those curious, because I forgot to mention this, yes, before this recording, I closed all the background apps. All these applications were fresh. But that's the real world comparison of iOS 13 against iOS 12 on an iPhone 10. So if you're looking to upgrade and you found this video very helpful and informative, I would greatly appreciate if you could leave this video a like. Make sure to also subscribe, and feel free to comment down below if there's a question or concern that you may have about iOS 13 or even watchOS 6. I might make it in a future video, so comment your thoughts in the video description down below. But that's it for this video. Remember, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.